Hello folks, this is Johnny again, and today let's start talking about the guitar pimping project, in which I will tune up or completely pimp up two of my older guitars, completely DIY, and you will be able to follow along. First of all, some organizational stuff. I'm going to release this series once it's actually done, because I'm not sure how long the whole process is gonna be and how I'm going to get to everything. And I don't really want to start a series and then it's gonna go on hiatus and everybody's wondering, well, what's the deal? So in order to spare you the grief, and me as well, I just want to finish it up completely and then release each video on a weekly basis. And today is the 28th of January. So we'll see how things will progress. If the next video will be sometime in March, I'm sorry, but hey, be happy that you didn't have to wait that long for that next video. Also, don't be surprised if in the middle of the series my room starts to change and rearrange, because that's also something I want to do very soon. Just a heads up, so the next couple of videos where you actually see me, it could be that things start to shift around back and forth depending on when things will be released. So yeah, enough babbling, let's get into it. So these are the two guitars I want to work on. This one is an old Geo RG. It's actually my brother's, my older brother's, and he was so cool he just gave it to me. Because I had this idea for a long time to pimp it up. I was just catching dust in here. He doesn't play guitar too often anymore. So yeah, he just said, you know what, take it. And I love you, bro. And this is going to be a whole lot of work. And we'll leave that for later. This one will be a little bit simpler. Let's start off with that one. First of all, the guitar. This is an Ibanez S320. I got this a long time ago, way before the Schecter. So this has been with me a long time. And you can see it has a couple of dents and scratches and whatnot. And it's a really rock solid guitar for the price it was. It was like $350 or something. And still. Now here's the plan with this one. First of all, everything is gotta be stripped down. So I just get the bare body. And then I'm going to sand down the finish so I get the natural wood. And then I just want to give it a nice natural oil. Just oil it or wax it or whatever option is there. I'm still looking for stuff. And first of all, I also got to see what the wood actually looks like down here. If it's too bright, then I may need to get a darker oil, or if it's already dark enough, perhaps not so dark of an oil. Yeah, so this is gonna be rather simple. With the neck, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do. If I want to sand it down and re-oil it, it's actually still pretty nice. It's not too bad. The fretboard I want to clean up. I want to clean up the frets as well. The headstock, I'm not 100% sure yet what I want to do. It could be I'll just leave it. I won't invest too much time into that. And then hardware and electronics. This bridge, it's actually pretty cool. A ZR bridge, so it has ball bearings, a very smooth feel. But you know, Ibanez bridges, they lock into their 0 point because of that extra bar they put back here. But we can talk about that sometime later when I strip it down. But taking out that extra bar that locks it into the 0 point makes it a floating tram. And that's what I want to do, because then I can do this effect, you know? And then pickups, I want to switch to DiMarzio. So this guitar is going to be mainly for cleans and leads. And what I'm looking for is very nice singing leads and very round and rich cleans. But I also want to have some edge in there when I want it. I want to have also crying leads and also some more edgy, slightly distorted cleans. You know, something in the bluesy area, where you also can go from very nice and sparkly clean to a little bit more gritty and crying. And that's gonna be that. And the suggestions I got for the pickups are DiMarzio Air Norton. And for the bridge, I want to get the Steve Special. So apparently the Air Norton is good for very nice cleans and especially leads also, and the Steve Special for some more edgy stuff. Lots of people also recommended the Illuminator sets, but I actually want to hold on to that. I rather want to get those for the 7-string sometime later. Once I get annoyed with the pickups in the 7-string, then I want to switch to the Illuminators in that one. So here, and I also don't want to have the same pickups in 2 guitars. That's just redundant. I want to have a little bit more versatility in there. So Air Norton and Steve Special it's gonna be. Unless you have a way better suggestion, but I've been looking around so much right now and listened to a lot of demos. I'm pretty much 95% set on those 2. And then electronics, the tone knob is just going to be disconnected. I don't need it. Come on, in the studio, you never need the tone knob, at least in my opinion. Live, it makes more sense, of course, but studio, I'm only in the studio, I never play live, and it's never going to happen, so tone knob is just going to be disconnected. And then I'm going to put in a 3-way switch. And the volume part is going to be push-pull, so I can split the coils. So with that, I pretty much have the same configuration as with the 7-string. And that should give me lots of room to play around with and just have lots of fun with this guitar. And then restringing and tuning is going to be one heck of a pain. Because really tuning guitars with tremolo alone and then floating tremolo of all things, and then I'm going to switch to standard tuning to accompany the 7-string. Right now it's on drop B, so that means I also have to set up the neck again and the intonation and string height, and that's gonna take a whole lot of time, like at least a day, and then the next day retuning and stuff, and then that's going to be finished. So this is just gonna have a really nice natural wooden look and a really nice bluesy kind of style in there with some singing leads and some character, you know, some cool. And of course the tissue's gotta go. Gotta get something a little bit different. And that's it for this guitar. The other guitar we talk about once this series is done, and trust me, there's going to be so much work on the other guitar. That's why I want to start on this one, because it's a bit simpler. It will be the very first time I actually gonna modify the finish on the body. So just to get a little bit of practice in there, this ought to be the way to go. And that's it for this first video. Next video we will start to strip it down and talk about what's in there right now and stuff, and yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, just a little bit of back and forth communication, perhaps drink a cup of hot chocolate in the meantime. And yeah, as always, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will see you next time.